Okay, let's look at another label. Here we got some reverse type coming out of 4-color process. This is all 4 colors here: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Now, that reverse type makes it hard, particularly in these small areas here. Very small lines here defined in 4 colors. So, to reduce that down, I'm going to try to put 2 Pantones, one on top of the other. I'm going to make a gradient from one color to another. But, and this is key, it can go gray in the middle if you either gradate 2 colors together or gradate one color to disappear all the way up and another color to disappear all the way down. What I much prefer to do, to stay saturated, to stay in the same deep full color look of CMYK, is to have a solid color in the background and then have one color gradiate on top of it. And that's what I've done here. Here I've picked a yellowish brown Pantone color and I've made it solid in my background. And I've picked a color to go on top of it. Now at first blush, you might think that that'll be this red color up here. But this is a pretty significant color, right? This isn't a light yellow. It's going to affect the color significantly. So I'm actually picking this Pantone 211 here, an actual light pink. I can turn off my yellow brown so you can see it. Look at that. That is not at all the color we want, but with yellow brown behind it, we get pretty close and we get saturated. Now, down here we've got some fine type and it's coming out of brown. Of course we could add a Pantone brown here. That would be probably the best option. We've got small type and it's defined in just one color. That would look crisp and clear. But it's going to add yet another color. Do we have the money for that? Well, that's up to the customer. If not, what we can do is we can stick with the 2 colors we've gradiated with, and we can leave our brown solid, but we can put a black outline around it. Now this brown is pretty dark, and seen from a distance, you can't see that black too much. If it was even a darker brown, maybe that would be a good way to go to hide that black. But either way, what we end up with is the small type. The edges of it are defined by one color. If I turn off the black, you can actually see the trap. You can see that right in the middle of that black outline, we get the dark brown, and we get the lighter CMYK that we want defining our letters. And that's still going to define those edges of those letters in just one color, with a fairly limited change to the original label. Thanks so much for watching.